was a lady that we're moving in. She was in a pretty rough living situation, so we got her lined up to move into here to be in a little bit more stable environment, a little bit more fair to her, the way she's treated. So I can help get the furniture and stuff for her and move it in.
I don't.
Thank you for calling the Open Door Mission, Mrs. Taylor. How can I help you? I don't have a desk for her yet. I still have to go to TOC and find one. Taylor Clinch, what my job is, you said? Taylor Clinch, I'm the Permanent Supportive Housing Director at the Open Door Mission in Omaha, Nebraska. It's a pretty large homeless shelter in the Midwest and actually all of the United States. They're not just a homeless shelter. That's the thing that I appreciate the most about it, is because it's not just, hey, you know, here's your hot meal and a place to sleep. It's a, hey, here's your hot meal, a place to sleep, and hey, you're here for a reason. You know, let's try to address those reasons. You know, is it because some chemical addictions you had? Did you just fall out on your, you know, like, did a terrible situation hit you? We're here to help you with that. You know, did you never have great life skills taught to you when you were growing up? You know, it's really easy for a lot of people to say, oh, they're homeless if they just get a job, you know, stop drinking. They came from a household that their dad drank all the time, and their first time getting high was when they were 9 years old. Take anybody, put them in that situation, they're going to be a much different person than the norm in this society. And so not only do we dress... Not tonight.
Not today?
Not today. In a couple of weeks. I know. So not only do we get to help the people that have gone through those terrible things, but we get to help them not only just to feed them, here's a place to stay, you know, good luck. We also provide them with case management support so that they have someone that knows the resources that they can tap into to help achieve the goals that they want to achieve. Whether those goals are going back to school, whether you just get back on your feet, you know, you just needed a place, or whether it's, hey, I want to address my chemical addiction. Like, we have all of that. In addition to that, we have what my job is. And that is a very, very new kind of industry. And even within the new permanent supportive housing approach that's being taken, ours is different than that. We have an apartment complex here on our campus, 41 units, 2 and 3 bedrooms. It's $500 and $600 respectively. And that includes utilities and a phone line. And that enables consistency for families that are coming out of being homeless or coming out of, you know, living in the projects where you turn on your heat and 50% of it goes out the windows because nothing is sealed. And so we're able to provide consistency in the budgeting. And then they meet with me twice a month. They're not in a, you know, they're not in a homeless situation, so they don't need everyday contact or every week contact, but they do need somebody that's going to push them, constantly reminding them about their budgeting, constantly reminding them about their goals with their kids or their spiritual goals, or trying to connect them with social support systems, whether it be friends or what groups like Muddy Water Boys, or whether it be, you know, getting them plugged into a church so they can find support in huge areas of their life. There's that, and then there's, you know, there's no time limit on our building program because that's a huge limiting factor. It's extremely limiting for a family to say, come in and say, okay, we know we got this great rental price for 13 months or for 15 months. Great, get a degree, turn around your entire life, deal with your sobriety or whatever in that amount of time, and clock's ticking. Whether you're making great progress or whether you had some setbacks, you have that same amount of time. Here, relieving that pressure allows for more holistic transformation in people's lives that will be long-lasting. You know, you can get somebody that will go in and get a certificate and then they get a raise at their work, but that raise is not significant enough to maintain the same level of living that they had when they were in the housing programs before. And so when that housing program drops away, they can't afford to drive their car, pay their insurance, and have rent. So then they have to choose. Do I continue to drive my car and do I continue to have insurance? Do I continue to pay my rent and utilities? And you know, when you're faced with, and then you add food into there, I mean, you know, it's all that stuff. And so that's the best part about my job, is that I know that I work for an organization that is in every area trying to combat poverty and trying to help people. It's just, you know, you really do get to see people's lives changed.
What is, concerning the team, what is a favorite memory or favorite moment or moments?
Man, nationals events we went to in California where we got wives and kids, and we went down, we played paintball, and I mean, those are type of some of the stuff that you just can't beat. You know, you get to go with your friends and experience the ocean and almost die in the ocean.
Yeah, how'd that story go?
Okay, so me, Jake, and Seth, we had all been at the beach the day before at Huntington Beach, and the waves were just crushing us. Nick Tabor, I mean, he got water shoved down his throat and he barfed it up, and we're all laughing, you know, and I mean, Jake Hansen, Hoot, is getting crushed by waves. And the next day when we go back, the waves weren't as aggressive, but we're like, hey, look out there, they look a little bit bigger. So we kept swimming out further and further and further and just looking for these waves that'll crush us, because it's fun, because we're from Nebraska, we're from the Midwest, there's no ocean. So when you see a giant expanse of water, you're like, let's get destroyed by it. Well, me and Jake kind of, you know, we pull out to lead a little bit, and we're kind of, you know, getting Seth to come on, let's go, Seth, and then wave comes, and me and Jake kind of ride over the top of it, and we turn back and look, and apparently that wave crashed on top of Seth. He comes up out of the water, and his face is just pure panic. I mean, he is, I'm gonna die. And so he turns around and starts swimming back, and me and Jake, swimming out there, we can't touch anymore, are laughing so hard because he just was like, forget you guys, I'm out of here. Didn't say anything to us, just turned around and swam backwards. So we're laughing. We keep swimming, looking for, you know, to get crushed by some waves. And then we realize we're out further than the surfers are. This is not good. And then we get the same look on our face that Seth had of, oh crap. Because we'd been talking earlier that whole day about, you know, the riptide and getting pulled out to sea and not being able to get back. And so me and Jake did exactly what you're not supposed to do, and we just turned towards shore and swam as hard as we could. But we did use our heads, so when the waves would come, we'd ride them really hard, and then we'd rest in between waves. And as you can see, we're still here. But I recently got to talk to Seth and kind of hear his side of the story of it was fight or flight time, and he was out of there. So it was a really good time. You know, and there's many of those things there, you know, getting to see Seth's little son, Cosmonaut's son, running around and, you know, just enjoying everybody that's in paintball and the funny things he was saying at the time and stuff like that.
What was it?
One of the things that I thoroughly, one of the things that I see Muddy as having the most value is, again, it deals back with the men, because there's no perfect man. There was a perfect man, Jesus, but, you know, as far as examples and people that we're surrounded with now, it's very lacking, you know, it's obviously how it doesn't happen. And so when you get a big group of men who all have the same focus of, I should say, they all have the same integrity level, they're all looking to be honorable men. You get the opportunity to sharpen iron. You can put a very, very strong man of integrity with a bunch of weak guys and he's never going to grow. But you put a strong man with a bunch of other strong men, they're going to get stronger. And I know in my personal life, being part of the leadership of the team, you constantly have to check yourself. You constantly have to see, man, I'm not succeeding in this area, and this is not something that can continue, because you see these other strong men letting you know that this is not acceptable. They're not weak guys that are saying, oh yeah, we'll just do whatever you say. They're like, what? You can't talk to me like that, you know? All these type of things that many people will not do. And so not only for people in leadership is that valuable, but for somebody coming into the team that's new, or for somebody that is just looking to be as one of the members and has been for a couple years, they can draw strength from other people. Like I said, there's not a perfect guy on the team, but you might have somebody that, man, he loves his family like none other. And then there's another guy that, man, he's smoking with finances, and the dude just is on point with them. And you have another guy that he manages his time really well. You know, he makes sure that he's spending time with his family, that he gets work stuff done, but that he's also enjoying things that he likes to enjoy. So that to me is like the best part about the Muddy Water Boys, is that you have all these guys that, you know, you got this guy that he works super hard. The other guy, he will do anything for a friend at the drop of a hat. You know, and we all like to say that, you know, we all be there, but when you meet those people that they'll loan their truck out to you. Who does that? For 3 weeks, I'm gonna loan you my truck. Who does that? You know, you get surrounded by those guys, or hey, you know, you got problems with your car, I'll be right over. What? It's 5:30 at night. I know you're eating dinner and you're stopping and coming over. Like, those are the type of dudes. And it's not just you get to draw from that help. You get I get to have all these people help me or whatever, support me. It's that innately in having that around you, it makes you realize that you need to be doing the same things. And so that's MWB, is that you get to surround yourself with people that are better than you. Not in all areas, but in areas that you will be challenged to be better in. And we can take it to the paintball field and say, oh, this guy's way better at snap shooting than me, or this guy's way good at the crawl and just he can, you know, slip through the grass like a snake. But you can also, more importantly, take it to real life where the stuff matters.
That was way better than anything I could say.
Whatever, man.